Okay, how's everybody doing this evening? First of all, let me introduce myself. My name is Kent. On the channel's EOS San Diego. I make a nightly video about the EOS blockchain. And I want to talk just briefly about the London Hackathon. And what the hackathon really does is they have projects. Well, actually, they have a challenge. And it's pretty cool because they call it Challenge, which is the name of our token. But Challenge is, they present a challenge, and then they have a group of teams that work on this challenge that try to come up with solutions. And the challenge was really about security. And the first team, I believe it was EOS Shield, had come up with an idea, which I think was a good one, where if somebody is running your code, you can check it. You can check whoever it is running your code against a database of maybe potentially nefarious, blacklisted hackers or whoever could possibly be out there running your code that could have bad intentions for your code. So you'll be able to check that against a database. That was EOS Shield. That was a good idea, and of course I think they won the money, the prize money. I don't know how much it was. It was I don't know if it was 100,000 or not, but it was a significant amount of money. The second place winner was interesting, but the third place was more interesting to me. The third place winner actually spoke of something I've been thinking about and actually heard from somebody else from this channel, which is dealing with credit scores. I mean, as we know, there's two companies that control credit scores, Experian, and what's the other one? Experian and Equifax, I think, are the two companies that pretty much control your ability to get a loan, your ability to get a interest rate on a credit card, your ability to all this information, which is incredible, that's controlled by two basic companies that, if you've ever studied this very much or looked into it, is constantly giving out bad information. I mean, I know with my own case, I've had things on my credit report that had nothing to do with me, that were just concocted out of thin air that I'd never heard of before. And then, of course, you have to spend time and effort getting it off. And after a while, you just give up because stuff gets thrown in your credit report and you have no idea. Even things that you paid off get reported on your credit report. And it's just a very frustrating experience. And it needs to be done away with. Experian, Equifax need to go away and never exist again, because there's a better way of doing this. And what this, the third place, the third place winner of the hackathon, the London Hackathon, on this project was basically putting the information on a blockchain and having an identity on the blockchain and not having to give up all your personal information to the credit report people or people trying to get information on you to see where your credit's at. All that can go away with the blockchain. All this can be done away with. This is what we're talking about. We're talking about this monopoly, this control of centralized systems over our personal information, our private information, and then using it against us. And that's what the credit score companies do. And of course, it's a big game. It's a big game. Because then you can pay somebody to have it undone, or pay somebody, or I don't know. There's a lot of things you can do. I don't even pay attention anymore because it's just so frustrating for me. But I don't even deal with credit scores anymore. I don't even look. I haven't looked at mine for years. I could really care less because I know it's just a big game. But then again, it does affect somebody that's trying to buy a home or trying to buy a house. I mean, a car or anything else, getting a credit card or anything like that. It's ridiculous. In fact, just to give you how ridiculous it is, every time I pay off my credit card, my credit score goes down. And I'm thinking, why is my credit score going down when I pay off my credit card? Well, it's going down because they want you to carry a certain amount of balance. If you don't carry a certain amount of balance, they automatically decrease your credit score. Like, you should have a certain amount of balance, and you don't even know what that balance is. It's an arbitrary figure that the credit score companies put up. So if you maintain like 30% of your available credit, that's good. That's really good, and you get a high credit score. If it goes to zero, that's bad because you paid it off. And if you paid it off, that's bad. You need to have some credit out there. If you're not borrowing a little bit of money from someplace, then your credit score goes bad because now it looks like you're not borrowing money, so you haven't established credit. You're not out there paying a credit card company interest and finance charges and everything. And if you're not doing that, then you're not part of a little system. If you're not part of a little system, then your credit score goes down. This is how crazy credit scores and the manipulation from the companies that keep your credit is so monopolized and so controlled. That needs to go away, along with a lot of other things, which is the bigger part of what I'm talking about tonight. I want to talk about the big picture with EOS. I want to talk about how EOS just isn't a project that does blockchain, and which is putting stuff on a distributed ledger across the internet, across you know, a secure database that runs around the world. EOS is really trying to eliminate all this third-party manipulation and third-party control, the centralized control of companies like Experian and companies like Equifax that really own content, own information from us, and then use it against us. This is what the blockchain's doing. This is what the bigger picture of blockchain is the ability to free us from all that disinterested, third-party, you know, cost money type of systems that are in play right now that are costing lots of people lots and lots of money. I mean, if you think about buying a house and maybe getting a % or 2 better on interest rate based on your credit, or 2 or 3%, how much difference that's going to make over the course of the 30-year loan that you're paying off. And just by some simple credit score mark against you, that could cost you that hundreds of thousands of dollars over the course of a 30-year mortgage. Those aren't not fair, and they shouldn't never have been this important as far as people's ability to borrow money. And of course, I think the whole idea of borrowing money is really a joke too, because banks generally don't lend money. They only lend money to people that don't need money, and the people that need money that want to start something, it's almost impossible. And the only way you can get anything started is if somebody lends you money or you win the lottery. I mean, outside of that, it's about impossible to get any kind of financing from a bank. As anybody that's ever started a business well knows. That's why I'm so excited about blockchain. The ability to start something on blockchain, have a worldwide audience, and have a foundation and a system in play like EOS is what it's all about. This is what it's about, is the ability to free ourselves from centralized systems like Equifax, and Experian, and also for entrepreneurs to be able to get an edge, go out into the world and start something. This is much bigger than just blockchain. It's much bigger than just the idea of putting stuff on a distributed ledger across the internet. This is much bigger than that. This will take over a lot of centralized systems, and of course EOS is in my mind the only way to go. Things wouldn't be moving away from EOS; they're moving to EOS, from Ethereum to EOS, from other blockchains to EOS, and of course it has to be in structure before it ever exists. Blockchain, EOS blockchain, was already formulated and structured before it ever launched. And once you launch, it's hard to change gear, do something different. You can see the trouble blockchains are having from going from proof of work to proof of stake. It's very difficult to do once you start it, because you have developed communities that get established with that way of protocol, that system of protocol. And it's hard to shift somebody to another system of protocol. This is important stuff. And this is why EOS is so valuable, because it's structured properly from the very beginning, with the 21 block producers, with the community voting on block producers, and people talk about whales, but the whales are insignificant if community is involved. Whales have no bearing on block producers or anything else if all the community gets involved. If the community becomes activated, the way EOS is going to grow and be the $100 token, $200 token company is to engage community, and that's what my videos are about. My videos are about engaging community, getting people excited about this blockchain, getting them involved, and doing away with systems, centralized systems like Equifax and Experian. That's what I'm all about. That's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to promote blockchain. I'm trying to promote a blockchain that scales to what activities need to be done on it, which is basically everything. Everything can be done on blockchain. This is such a big project. And I know these videos I'm making are early in the game. We're so early in the game as far as blockchain and EOS is concerned. But I know years down the road, when people watch these videos, they're going to see, you know, that this was where I'm talking from right now, the point that I'm talking from, it was the very initial stages, the very foundations of this. Where this goes, I have no idea. But I know this is going to be big. And I know it's going to be something that's going to change the world. And I put these out, I try to put it out on a video every night. I do put it out every night. trying to tell people how this is changing the world, how important this is. Get involved, be involved with the community. It makes the community stronger. It makes EOS stronger for more people to get engaged. More and more people get engaged, more and more people get involved, and this is why this is going to be so successful. We need to engage the community. Like I say, this is what my videos are about. This is what I hope I do, and I hope I get people start to thinking about companies that control your lives, like Experian and Equifax. They control your life, and they're controlling it in a negative way. So, you know, this is an opportunity for people, and go watch the London Hackathon results. The third place company, you know, they were talking about third place idea, third place that company. I always say company because I'm involved with stocks and always been thinking stock wise. But the third place entrance of this hackathon. Think about how these companies that credit rate your score, how your credit rate score is rated, how that affects your life, and how that's something that we need to rethink, and we need to think it on a blockchain and rethink it so people there's not this centralized party that's got all this information that just and not to mention, I think they also mentioned in that hackathon is how they're getting sometimes the information gets compromised. So a lot of your information as far as your credit score and all your credit history gets compromised all the time by people that shouldn't have it but get it, and you know they use it against you. So anyway, that was a very interesting idea, and if you listen to the ideas on these like hackathon, the London Hackathon, there's a lot of interesting ideas, and I think they're all really good. I mean, the people involved with this are outstanding. Not to mention the fact they're from around the world. So you're getting a worldwide audience on this stuff, which is why this is so great and so creative and so relevant to where we're at today in the world. So anyway, London has already passed. The next hackathon will be in San Francisco. I will be at that hackathon. I will be there with my son and whoever else wants to come along with this. So hopefully more people will attend these hackathons and get excited about what's going on with EOS and see what's actually taking place. San Francisco is a great venue for the EOS blockchain. It's Silicon Valley, of course, Google, Facebook, all the major companies, the centralized digital companies are all up in San Francisco. So anyway, it'd be a great place for everybody to meet up. I think it's going to be a great hackathon. And of course, will be there, and we'll have as many people, like I said, that we can bring with us to come with us. So anyway, I hope I meet you in San Francisco. I know a lot of people are going, so I've already had a lot of people tell me they're going. So anyway, I appreciate you watching tonight. Thank you very much.